This is the mission history for the first week of April from Pastor James Hong. All right, let's just dive right in. We're talking about a truly pivotal moment in history here. It's a story of incredible faith, sheer determination, and a journey that would literally change the course of an entire nation. So everything kicks off on one single, absolutely crucial date, April 5th, 1885. Now you have to picture the scene. The Korean Peninsula at this time, it was facing just immense political and social turmoil. It was a period really defined by national despair. But this date marks the arrival of a profound light of hope. It was the start of something completely new. And at the very heart of this story are two men, Horace Underwood and Henry Appenzeller. Their journey of faith is just incredible. It would take them, and I mean this quite literally, all the way to the other side of the world. And believe it or not, it all started in New York City. Just try to imagine this for a second. They get on a transcontinental train to cross the entire American continent, all the way to San Francisco. And get this, that was just the first leg of their incredible voyage. I mean, the scale of this journey was just immense. They set out from San Francisco way back in December 1884 and spent almost 50 grueling days at sea, just crossing that vast Pacific Ocean, all before they even set foot in Asia. They finally landed in Yokohama, Japan in late January of 1885. But look, their journey wasn't just about racking up miles. It also included a supercritical stop in Japan. They needed to do some intense preparation before they could even think about entering their final destination, the land known at the time as Joseon. So while they were in Yokohama, they didn't just sit around and wait. No way. They completely immersed themselves in preparation. They got mentored by a veteran missionary, a Dr. James Hepburn. But here's the really crucial part. They started learning the Korean language and culture directly from a Korean national named Lee Soo-jung. And this wasn't just some language class, This was the essential cultural groundwork for their entire mission. What this all meant was that when they finally left Japan on March 23, 1885, they weren't just carrying suitcases. No, they were carrying the Gospel of Mark, which had been painstakingly translated into Korean by their teacher, Lee Soo-jung. So think about it. They were arriving not as complete outsiders, but equipped with a message in the very language of the people they hoped to reach. And all of this, it brings us to the real climax of their journey, the moment they finally arrived on Korean soil. It's a moment that's so beautifully described as the beautiful first steps. So after months and months of travel by land and by sea, after all those weeks of dedicated preparation, they finally reached their destination. On April 5th, 1885, their ship pulled into the port of Jamulpo. And the timing of their arrival, it was just incredibly symbolic. It happened to be Easter Sunday, the day Christians celebrate resurrection and new life. I mean, just think about that for a second. For a nation that was described as being in despair, the arrival of a message of hope on this specific day, it was just profoundly significant. Their motivation was crystal clear. They didn't come to plant trees or to seek some kind of personal fortune. Not at all. Their purpose was singular, to plant faith and hope directly into the hearts of the Korean people. So, the big question is, how did this one single event, these beautiful first steps, create a legacy that still resonates even today? Well, those beautiful first steps by Underwood and Appenzeller, they were really just the beginning. They bravely paved the way, opening up a path for countless others to follow in their footsteps and serve the Korean people. There's a passage from the book of Romans that just perfectly captures the essence of this mission. It says, "How beautiful are the feet of those who bring good news." And that really frames their difficult journey, doesn't it? Not as a hardship, but as something truly beautiful because of the purpose behind it. And so when we remember their journey, it kind of prompts a question for all of us, right? As we think about their purpose-driven steps, it encourages us to look at our own path. Where are our steps headed, and what's the purpose that guides them? Pastor James Hwang is a researcher of Korean mission history. He served as a missionary to China and now ministers in Maryland, in the USA. He shares his work weekly through his book, Remember and Repay 52 Weeks of Mission Meditation.